I think it works. Yeah, me too. I noticed that you're out at our co-living display out at Logan a lot. How important is that sales tool for you and your key partners?
It's a great tool. I think it's really, for our sales partners, it's a great opportunity to come out and actually see, hey, what is co-living, and touch it and feel it and see the quality that we are delivering. We obviously have our 360 walkthroughs, we got our videos and our renders, etc. But for all of the partners that I've had out there, they leave being positively impressed with the key product and all the thoughts and the little bits and pieces that we actually put into it to make it something special. And again, we've had several of our partners that have had clients out there to have a look at it and to see it. And again, we even have people that were looking to buy a traditional home because that in their mindset, that is what they just couldn't understand what co-living was. So they came to see the quality of what we are building. And once they understood how co-living works and they could see why it would be a great way of adding income to an investment, we've actually have several of the investors that ended up changing from a traditional to a co-living after they saw it, because they could really understand it once they were in the display.
I think that's the key thing with that display home is it's the aha moments that we get from our key sales partners and their clients where they walk in. Even though we can explain it and show them images of it, they walk in and they're like, okay, now I understand why somebody would want this over being in a studio or a one bedroom or a share apartment, that this actually is the best of both worlds.
And I think the other thing as well is when we come to supply and demand and why it works, etc., the tool that we have on our website, we can go in and see supply and demand, and you can see in each of the areas where we're building how many tenants are actually registered and looking for properties to rent as a single tenant in the areas where we're building. And then you can go in and you can see what's available. And when you see what's available, there's just almost nothing. And the stuff that's available, when you compare it to one of our listings, it's just night and day. So not only is it a great opportunity for the tenants that end up being in there, but it presents extremely well when we are offering it out in the marketplace for the tenants as well.
And I think that's one of the things that we sort of get a surprise by, even now 4 years later, is how many tenants are looking. And, you know, over the first quarter of 2024, the Gallery Real Estate team have put 106 co-living tenants in, which is sort of the equivalent of 35 co-living homes, but that we've got co-living properties coming up in Upper Coomera, and that we are currently juggling a wait list of tenants of 42 co-living tenants that are looking between $350 and $360 per week. And it's when you've got property management coming to us saying, guys, can we get a co-living home sold in the Gold Coast or the Northern Gold Coast because we've got tenants waiting? That's when you actually start to realise that the rental crisis is actually probably more significant than what the media is even portraying, because we're actually seeing the numbers and seeing the activity on the ground.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think I was actually speaking just to one of our partners the other day, and they were sort of like, well, is there enough tenants? And I mentioned that exact stat, and that immediately just made them like, wow, they just couldn't understand that this is a referral partner that is from Melbourne, so they might not be fully into what's in the media here in terms of the rental crisis in Queensland, etc. But when I explained to them that we have a waiting list, and on top of that, we replaced more than 100 co-living tenants across our completed properties in the first quarter of this year, that just immediately just alleviated the concern, and they were just like, listen, that's amazing. We're more than happy to continue selling co-living.
So if you've got a key sales partner that's yet to talk to you about co-living, where would you start that conversation?
The way that I normally do it, I generally just I get them on a call, and I'll take them through our co-living website. I'll explain to them, again, as what we've discussed here, like why do we build these?
Yeah.
What is the benefit of it? How does it work? What do they look like? And where do we build them? What are the price ranges, etc.? And then generally following that, I'll invite them to the co-living display so they can actually come and see it and understand how nice they are. Because once you've touched it and felt it and been in it, it's a lot easier to speak to your clients about it with confidence, and that will actually help them sell these to their clients as well.